Welcome to 2025 and Happy New Year. I'm recording this video on January 1st, 2025, and I want to introduce a new character, a new mascot of sorts to Beyond the Fundamentals, and that is the sea turtle named Giuseppe Scampato. Giuseppe Scampato is a sea turtle who has made it to adulthood. And the reason I want to use the sea turtle analogy is because very few sea turtles make it to adulthood. It is estimated that between 0.01% to 4% of sea turtles make it to adulthood. That would be 1 out of 1,000 to maybe 40 out of 1,000, an estimate. Very, very few make it to adulthood. In the same way, very few humans make it to second half of life wisdom, as it's been called by some people, or as spiral dynamics would call second tier consciousness, or as Fowler and some of those guys might call stage 5. Very few people make it to this. Most people do not. Okay. And it's a reality that we have to grasp. When we think of Christianity, we tend to think of something that's for everyone, and it is, but not everyone is going to become the adult sea turtle. There's a saying that says, as the adult is to the child, so is the sage to the adult. And what you want to do is you want to become the sage. You want to become the Yoda or the Mr. Miyagi, or in this case, Giuseppe Scampato. Okay? That's what you want to become. You want to become the adult sea turtle. You want to cross the line and make it into adulthood. So I have been thinking of this for a while now, and I have a coffee mug with a sea turtle on it. I have a pewter figurine with a sea turtle on it that we saw in an art show last year or a couple of years ago. And I've been thinking about this. My boss at work also sent everybody little Christmas gifts 2 Christmases ago, and I got a little sea turtle. So this theme has been popping up, and this, to me, it has been representing the passage from the ordinary, mundane, the 900 some odd out of 1,000 who never make it to the sage level of their life, to be one of those few, to be one of those less than 1%ers who make it to second half of life wisdom or to second tier consciousness. Often Christians, when they pass over this threshold, they start emailing me and they're like, hey, or they start having the capacity, they start having the consciousness and awareness, which is different than the capacity. They start having the consciousness and awareness of second half of life wisdom and second tier consciousness, and then they suddenly start having troubles finding a church, and they start emailing me asking me, how can I find a church? Well, that's like a sea turtle who's one of the 1%, asking where all the other sea turtles that are like-minded congregate. And the sad answer kind of is that they don't. Not that they can't, not that they shouldn't, but in our culture, they just don't, because there's no place for them. Now, maybe one day we can put something together to where we can congregate and we start to find each other, that sort of thing. But anyway, this is just, we have like what you might call an anti-mascot, Brother Melms, that many of you know about, and that is kind of the pastor who wants you to wants you to instill all of your externalized authority into them and into their institution, into their way of thinking, into all the books they recommend, into their program and their leadership and all that sort of stuff. And that's like an anti kind of thing that you don't want to be and don't want to be under, okay? And as you have a more of an internalized locus of authority, the need for the felt need for a Brother Melms in your life goes away. And then you even start to become annoyed and disgusted by the fact that you were ever subjected to such a person in the first place. And so what we want to do now, what I'm doing here, starting 2025, we're putting a positive thing out. Instead of Brother Melms, we've got Giuseppe Scampato, who is our something to think about, something to contemplate. The Bible says in Matthew 7:14, straight is the gate and narrow is the way, and few there be that find it. And that's not a path. That's not straight, STRAIGHT, like a straight, narrow, long path. It's an opening. It's a very, very small opening like a gateway, like a door, and few there be that find it. Okay. And what we want to do is we want to be one of the few that find it and pass into the way. And I'm simply hoping that the image of an adult sea turtle who has made it into adulthood will kind of be a reminder to be inspired to keep striving to be one of the few who cross over and who can turn back around and help others. I'm hoping that the American church will one day invert to the point where we have more that have crossed over than haven't. But right now, we're not there yet, okay? We have a lot of videos coming your way. Stay tuned. We got the one I'm working on next is about religious romantic projections. I have over 30 titles that I'm working on bringing to you in 2025. I can't wait to share them with you. In the meantime, as you think about growth and crossing over into second tier consciousness or second half of life wisdom or cultivating wisdom in your own life, think of the image of the sea turtle. Think of Giuseppe Scampato and how you might become the Giuseppe Scampato of your own life. Thanks for watching. May the Lord bless you and good day.